Would you be willing to house migrants yourself in your own home?
Yeah, why not? And I help out because I'm Mexican myself, so I come from immigrants, so I don't see why I wouldn't help my people.
Here, why not? Absolutely. Open the borders.
So we're actually asking because we have a form from the United States Alien Housing Project, and we're getting people to sponsor migrants and to invite them into their own homes. If you sign this, we can get a migrant into your home, and as early as next week. Would you want to sign this today?
No, because I live with my parents.
Do you think you could ask your parents?
I don't know.
I think I would almost, if I was doing this, I would almost say, could we get them on a call right now, actually? Could we call the parents? That would probably be totally unacceptable. But look at that. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, well, I live with my parents. I don't know if I can do that. But just to be on camera to say, absolutely, it's a great idea. As long as somebody else is dealing with it. That is the pattern here.
I don't know how they'd go about this.
Would you be willing to sign this today and invite a migrant into your home?
No.
If you sign this, we could get a migrant into your house as early as next week. Would you be willing to sign this?
Well, hey, you put me on camera now, because I'm the guy tossing out 20s cash, and now you want me to sign things. Let's go.
Yeah, awesome. Let's do it. So they'll contact you. They'll
He doesn't know what he's signing. This guy's way too drunk.
set you up with a migrant, and they'll have them on your house in as early as 1 week. This would be like for your
As early as 1 week. They'll deliver him to your house, just like that.
actual home for you to take in a migrant yourself.
I can't do that. I literally live in a 2-bedroom with. Trying to get him to take me in.
Wow. If only these people really understood that the crisis that's happening down at the southern border when it comes to what happens to these children being trafficked, what happens to these women being trafficked, what happens with guns and drugs, and what these cartel members do to these migrants. These people that are just looking for a better life, we get that, right? I think all of us understand that, but in order to have a country stand, you have to actually, when it comes to immigration, it has to be somewhat controlled, or else you're going to totally lose your country. You're not going to bring in 10 million people all of a sudden, and they're all just going to assimilate. It's going to be perfect. The way that this conversation's going is pretty much the way that most of my conversations go when I talk to people about this on the street, is they don't really think about the consequences of the situation that they're talking about. They don't think about what happens when you 10x illegal immigration, when you have no clue who's coming into the country. They don't think about healthcare. They don't think about schools. They don't think about jobs. They don't think about any of that. But yeah, this is pretty standard California disconnected behavior of people that just don't see the problem. They don't understand the problem. If you go and interview people, and if you do the same video in a border town in Texas, they will absolutely not have the same reaction because they're in it. They see it. They understand the consequences. These people are so disconnected, they just don't get it.
I think it's hypocritical for people to advocate for open borders and to advocate for the influx of illegal immigrants, but not be willing to put up their own homes.
In some ways, yes. I do think that's a little hypocritical.
In my personal opinion, and I might get in trouble for saying this in West Hollywood, but I think it's become problematic, especially in California right now with the cost of living being insane. I feel like it's being infringed on by illegals coming in by the droves.
Super interesting responses from these people right here. I mean, this is West Hollywood. These are rare people in West Hollywood, I would say. I think if you went to like Hollywood Boulevard, maybe Venice, you might find a more of a mix, but we're talking about West Hollywood. That's a very liberal area, and it's interesting that he's actually willing to say that, speak out against that. Talk about the other issues that we have going on in the country. Why are these people able to advocate for bad policy? That bad policy creates a crisis, and everyone else takes care of it, and that seems fair to them. The level of depth that these people actually look into these bad policies, I think they literally just see, okay, hey, a bunch of people can come to the country to work, and there's no possible consequences, whether they be cultural or any of the stuff that I've already mentioned. They don't think about any of that. They just see people wanting to come here to work, and that's the only thing. They don't think about anything else happening, which I don't know whether it's just insane ignorance. I don't know whether it's just them being short-sighted or them just kind of being more in a cult where it's, hey, just say yes to whatever policy that your neighbors all support. Don't ask questions, get in line, make sure to vote for that, and that's the end of the conversation. I think Aldo did a fantastic job just exposing the insane hypocrisy in this video, starting off with guys like this.
Don't understand why we're not, in general, more embracing and accepting of others that want.
And then showing him saying, no, I want nothing to do with helping out at all. No, nothing about that. Even though the stuff I support has created a housing crisis within the country, has created multiple crises within the country. But no. Somebody else can deal with it. Somebody else's money, their time, somebody else can deal with the problem that I helped create.